Well, hello, my beautiful Gemini. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of March right through the end of April 2024. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details. I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Gemini, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. As you can see, I'm in a different environment. I've gone to visit family members that I haven't seen for years and years and years. I will be back in my usual space in the next week and a half or so, but I just thought I'd explain why I'm not in my usual environment. Let's get straight to your reading. Your 10th house is actually governing you at the moment, and that means you're going to feel a little bit more ambitious than usual. A lot more energy, a lot more drive there. When you have the 10th house, it really is about finishing your tasks and responsibilities. And in business, you really prove yourself to be someone who is destined for the top. So you may feel a little bit more focused and organized because this 10th house is really influencing you to move forward when it comes to your career plans. Now also, your 5th house takes over from that, and that's as you move into April. So you may be feeling a little bit more like letting your hair down or finding the fun in your current working circumstances. You know, that 10th house is really about drive, ambition, tenacity, and moving forward. And of course, the 5th house is more about how can I enjoy this more? How can I feel more fulfilled? So you're going to have a nice balance over the next coming weeks. The 5th house, you know, that's really about networking. If you are an entrepreneur or if you're in business, you work for a company, it could be that you're going to have important conversations with people in positions of power. This could be in a meeting, an appraisal, or even in the lift, okay, or the elevator, however you want to say it. It could be in the coffee store. There's definitely an important conversation coming for you in your career over the next 6 weeks there. With the Empress as your outcome energy, this tends to tell me that you're someone who is highly gifted, very talented, and you know, you're taking your career seriously. Some of you may also birth new ideas during this time that are going to be very fruitful. But ultimately, I see some of you are changing the way that you approach your work, which leads to you really standing out, being appreciated and recognized for your skill set. Because some of you may feel that you're not noticed or that you're not appreciated right now. I feel like you're a really hard worker. With the tower there, I feel like something's got to give. Okay, I feel like you've been working overdrive. Some of you may be feeling a little bit burnt out at this time. We've got the Queen of Wands there. We've got the 9 of Swords. Some of you could also be worried about some changes that are occurring in the job market right now, and you're just wondering how these are going to pan out. But ultimately, with the Empress energy, and male or female, it's not a gender-specific reading. I feel like you're in a really good position to showcase your skill set, but also to open yourself up to promotion at this time. Because in a career reading, you know, there's a 3 of Swords. I mean, it's going to be difficult, don't get me wrong. I feel things have not been easy for you, but when you get an Empress card in a career or money reading, it tends to indicate some level of promotion or elevation in your career because of your talent. We've also got the Page of Wands here, so some of you are trying perhaps some bold and daring new moves, but I definitely see some kind of yeah, it's a conversation or it's some sort of information. I mean, it could come in the form of an email or a letter regarding your career that changes everything. We've got the King of Pentacles here, so an increase in finances as well. But ultimately, I feel like you're going to be very productive over the next 6 weeks. I'm actually being shown a dartboard in the water. I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading, and the dartboard, I'm seeing someone like throwing darts, so you have a target, right? But I'm also seeing it's like a little bit hit and miss. So it could mean, like spiritually, that some days you really enjoy what you do, other days perhaps you feel like it's a little bit off. You may have lots of energy, drive, and ideas one day, but the next day you're feeling a little bit flat. So I feel like your emotions are fluctuating, or the energy is fluctuating in your career right now. Some of you may also feel a little bit cerebral at this time, where you're trying to focus on the next thing, prioritize in your career, what you want to aim for next. But I mean, the dartboard could also indicate that you've got a lot of targets right now, and you need to prioritize on what's important at this time. And if you're currently out of work and you're looking for a position, some of you may feel there's not much opportunity on the job market right now. You may feel there's a lot of roles available, but they're just not hitting the mark when it comes to what you're looking for in a career sector, or the money that you're looking for. But there is a new opportunity coming in that will give you an increase in your finances and actually more status. So I feel some of you, it almost feels like whether you're currently in a position or you're currently looking for work, it feels like you're opening yourself up to other aspects of what you do already day to day, because I feel like you're learning something new, you're doing something bold and daring. I mean, your first card there is the Tower. Now, this indicates some sort of restructure or change in your career sector, but because it's your protagonist energy, it means you're shaking things up a little bit. You may have felt a little bit stuck or stagnant, because the Tower can represent, you know, a level of complacency. It may be that you want to move into a different industry or a different role, but you feel that, you know, you're comfortable where you're at right now, but you're starting to feel growing pains in your career, almost like you want to expand, you want to level up, you want to move into a higher sector and a higher pay grade. But you may have felt that, you know, no opportunity has become available to you, but I feel the next 6 weeks, things are going to shift and change for you, where something opens up there. Also, some of you may feel like you've hit a glass ceiling in your career, that, you know, you've come as far as you can with this role. You've done everything, invested your hard work, blood, sweat, and tears into this, and now you're looking to elevate, but you feel that you've got as far as you can. So you may be looking at new job roles or opportunities elsewhere in different companies, or you feel that it's just the same old thing, just a different day, and you need a little bit more excitement, a little bit more enjoyment in whatever it is that you do. You know, this card, it literally means revelation. So sudden epiphanies, new ideas coming to you. And if some of you have come to this reading and you're out of work currently because either there was some sort of shock move, you decided to leave, or you were made redundant or got fired in some way, I feel the universe is actually pointing you in a different direction, something that's a little bit more enjoyable for you, and it brings you into a position where there's more status and more money available. Many, many years ago, you know, I had a major restructure in my career sector. I had a Tower moment. I was in a very toxic working environment, and I saw the signs. I should have left, but, you know, I ignored the signs because I really needed the money. I was scared to leave, and, you know, I didn't want to take that leap of faith because the money allowed me to pay my bills and look after my family, so I wasn't going to put that in jeopardy. But it was taking a toll on my health, on my, drive, my ambition for whatever it is I wanted to do at the time. It was just hard, and people were just toxic. And suddenly I found myself standing up and announcing that I'm leaving in a meeting because things had got too much. Just too much, you know. They were really taking advantage, and it was just a horrible environment. And it was almost like I was out of body, where I was hearing myself saying, I'm leaving. And the inner part of me was like, no, what are you doing? Shut up, sit down. You need this job. You need it. But it's almost like my body had had enough. So I was sent a major Tower moment. There was going to be a restructure, which meant I was not going to benefit from this. In fact, they wanted me to do even more work because they were making lots of redundancies, and it was just too much. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. And to be honest, it was the best thing that ever happened. Even though I was scared, I left, and then opportunities that I really, really wanted started to come my way without me even trying, because the universe was trying to make me leave a position because it was not good for me. I was learning about that sense of value, and I feel like you're looking at your sense of value in your career right now. You're highly gifted. You have the Empress energy and you have the King of Pentacles. You're serious about your career, whether you're in a role or not right now. I definitely see that you're so gifted that you now need a job that is reciprocal to your gifts. What I mean by that is all the effort and hard work that you put in, the pay grade must match the skill set. Now also, and this is an overarching energy. I feel some of you are thinking about taking a leap of faith in your career, and you've had an idea of how to do that. For some of you, because you have the Queen of Wands here, this is a highly, passionate time where you're following your passions. You're someone who is magnetic. You're really talented, really gifted at what you do. The Queen of Wands energy, whenever you get it in a career reading, it means that you are driven, you're ambitious, and actually people are noticing what you do. And I feel some of you, there may be some sort of collaboration available, or there could be someone who is in a high position right now who is going to leave the company and asks you if you want to go and work with them. They may even ask you if you want to partner up, because I see two people here partnering up. So some of you may be thinking about partnerships at this time, whether you're in like a 9-to-5 position or whether you're in a creative endeavor, because the Queen of Wands is someone who's highly creative. And again, it's not gender specific. It's more about the energy of you following a creative plan. So some of you, because of your element of duality, you may be doing a serious role that is contracted for quite some time, and you know where your money's coming from. And on the side, you may be doing something creative that brings in extra money. So you may be launching new ideas right now. Some of you may even shock people by taking a different direction in your career, but in some way remaining in the industry that you are currently in. I feel it's almost like transferable skills. So it may be that you're actually being headhunted or moving into a different arena where you can use those skills in order to benefit you and learn as you go. Okay. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, because I'm feeling major entrepreneurial energy here, some of you may be entrepreneurs already, work for yourself. I definitely see that things are picking up for you. There is an increase in your investment, all the hard work that you've been putting into your career because you're really passionate about it. It's almost like you are the product, or you are representing what you do. So therefore, you invest all of your time, money, and sometimes brain power. You can't switch off. So I feel the next 6 weeks, you're being asked to find balance and harmony. If you're someone who is working 24/7, you need to have a cutoff point where you erect healthier boundaries, even for yourself. So if you say, right, I'm going to work until 8 p.m., then the rest of the night is mine, and I'm not really going to think about my career. I'm not going to think about what I have to do the next day. I'm going to really switch off, because I'm being given this energy of, you don't want to burn yourself out there. But some of you may be thinking about launching an entrepreneurship, and it'll be very, very lucrative. But also I feel like you're going to enjoy it a lot more because it's more hands-on. It comes from you, and it also increases your finances there. You have more control. Now we do have the Page of Wands there, okay? Now the Page of Wands, of course, pages bring news. So I definitely see that there's some really exciting news coming in for you. You may have received this already. If not, it's coming in. And it indicates either new money coming in or an increase. I mean, it could be a promotion. I'm feeling more for the Geminis out there, it's promotion energy or some new status, new role or title. There could be a restructure going on in your industry or in the company that you work for. If you're an entrepreneur, I'm talking about your industry as well. It could be a restructure of policies, new documents, new legal clauses that you may have to adhere to, but I feel like it puts you in a really good position long term. Even if there's restructures going on, I see that you're in a really good position to stand out from the crowd. And some of you may have been worried about these restructures. You may even notice like downsizing or redundancies at this time, because 2024 and 2025, there's going to be a lot of that in every industry. So I want you to be aware of that. I can't lie to you there. I can see that things are shifting. You don't even need me to see that. You can see it yourself. But I see that you are someone who is very experienced and very established. And for those of you who are currently going for job opportunities, or you're putting a resume out there on the sly in order to see what else is out there on the job market, there may be moments where people look at your resume and think, wow, you are super talented at what you do. You've got everything we need for this role. However, They may give you the "you're overqualified" kind of spiel, which basically means that they see how talented you are, but they're almost like testing you to see if you will take lower pay, okay, for what it is that you do. But this sense of value is coming in and you're like, no, you know what you're capable of and you're not going to sell yourself short. Also with the Page of Wands, I'm really getting this energy of being bold and daring. Maybe you want to stay where you're at right now in your career, but I feel like you're approaching things in a different way that breathes a fresh new breath of fresh air into your career sector so that things don't get dull and stagnant. So it's not the same old thing every day. For some of you, it could be that you're learning like new practices, upskilling in some way, putting yourself on a course in order to increase your finances, because your outcome energy is so exciting. But also the Three of Swords indicates it's going to be difficult. Whatever it is that you are working hard towards, I feel like you're going to enjoy it, but it is hard. But if anyone can do it, my beautiful Gemini, it's you. And I definitely see here that you're going to increase your finances, increase your status, and I see generational wealth here as well, okay? Now, for some of you with the Justice card, it's in the resistance position, so it's like you got it in the reverse. This can indicate some of you, there are some unfair practices going on, either in your industry or in the job, the company that you work in right now. You know, we got the Magician card here and the Nine of Swords. You may be worried about someone in particular who is either abusing their power in a situation or micromanaging you. What I see here is this person, they're going to continue unless you take it to a higher governing body, okay? So I basically am getting this energy of you documenting if someone is bullying you at the working environment or someone is singling you out. You know, keep a document of times, dates, and what happened, and if there were anybody around who were witnessing what happened, just so you have proof for when you bring things to a higher governing body, because the Justice card can indicate, you know, HR or someone who is in a position to be a judge almost of what's going on. So I feel for some of you, you come out on top basically, but I feel like you may have to take this a little bit further. And for those of you who have been currently in dispute with a previous company, that court case may come to an end, that legal proceeding may come to like a climax in some way. For some of you, it could be that they try to settle out of court for, you know, a certain amount of money. It may not be exactly what you were hoping for, but it's still a lot. So I feel some of you have a decision to make whether you're going to take that or not. I mean, looking at the energy, I feel like you're content with the amount of money, but you may have been just hoping that it would be a little bit more. So I feel some of you may actually decide to settle that way so that you just don't have the pressure anymore and it's a load off your mind, okay? Now also, this card indicates some of you may be offered new contracts. So this could be a new role or new position. Some of you may be, you know, being seconded to a different department, but there may be some new documents that you have to sign. I definitely see that the majority of you are going to be super busy with, you know, tasks, responsibilities, you know, paperwork, documents, emails, phone calls, things like that. I feel almost it's like business as usual, but you're kind of like working out, how do I make this interesting? How do I make something that I do every day just feel new, exciting, and keep my attention so that you're remaining driven? We do have the Nine of Swords there, but it's in the resistance position. So it's like you got it in the reverse, which actually is really positive because it means that something that has been difficult works out in your favor and there's nothing to worry about. Also, I feel like you're silencing that inner critic. Because sometimes, you know, when we're about to make some bold moves in our career or do something bold and daring or launch something new, suddenly doubt creeps in and it's there to almost prevent you from reaching your greatness. So I feel like you're silencing that inner critic in order to step into this accomplished position where you're increasing finances, but also you're getting the best out of both worlds. You're enjoying what you do and, you know, you're actually utilizing your skill set. So if you feel like you're not doing that where you are right now, there's a major restructure going on here as well. Now, on a bit more of a mundane level, some of you may literally just be decluttering your desk, or, clearing out your office drawers, or perhaps some of you are like relocating. If you're an entrepreneur, for example, you could be like a digital nomad, or you could be someone who is trying to like restructure how you work. For example, some of you may be looking at co-working spaces so that you don't feel so isolated in your career, especially if you're an entrepreneur. It could be day-to-day, long hours by yourself. So you're trying to integrate, because I'm getting an energy of integration there. But ultimately, the Justice card in this position indicates things have been a little bit out of balance in your career recently, and you felt a little bit nervous about that, but there's nothing to worry about. The Magician card in the Resistance position, it does indicate some of you feel like you've been a little bit scattered recently, that you require a little bit more focus in one area in particular of your career, because I feel that it's almost like you're going to be really on target, but you may have felt there's a lot of distractions. These may have been personal distractions, and you needed to work some things out in your head. But I feel like you're back on target, really organized and focused as you move through April. But the Magician card in this position, it can indicate that you feel like you haven't reached your full potential where you're at right now, that you're capable of achieving more. And I definitely see that you are going to achieve that, because you're someone who is so good at what you do, and you're being noticed for your skill set as well. Also, some of you have almost like lost touch with manifestation. So I feel you may be checking in with yourself in the next 6 weeks, really focusing by visualizing what it is you want to accomplish and where you want to be, and the sort of money that you want to achieve in your career sector. And you may implement some sort of spiritual practice, or just, visualization every day in order to get to where you want to go. Because I see someone actually setting up like a vision board or an intention board, and I feel like you're putting like photographs or something on that board, or even like pictures of like the amount of money. Because I'm seeing right now like a check, some people still use checks, but I feel everything's going digital now. I'm an old soul, so I'd rather not, but hey, what I don't have control over that sort of thing. But I see someone like writing out a check, and it's for a very large amount of money. So some of you may be literally writing down on like a check, like The Secret. I'm not here to advertise anybody's product, but I think The Secret, they actually drew out like a check to the universe, and I'm seeing someone writing like a large amount of money on there, like an indication of what you want to accomplish in your life. And, almost like have a pact with the universe and say, I'm stating that I would like this amount of money at long term, and therefore I feel the universe will orchestrate things behind the scenes to help you find the path to get that amount of money. So I'm seeing that as well. So maybe it's been an intention that you've had to do that, or you're going to come across one on the internet just by accident, because I feel this is something you're going to discover even more in the next 6 weeks. Now, of course, this card is a card of creativity, so I feel like you're going to have a very creative, nurturing approach on your career. I definitely see that you're going to be very busy birthing these new exciting ideas, putting them into practice, and then really, coming to fruition for you, because this is a card of success along with that King of Pentacles. But it's also a card of enjoying what you do, but also being successful at what you do as well. Now, some of you, of course, it's super hard. You're trying to accomplish something, and you're also looking after children, and it's about finding the balance. Some of you may be re-entering the job market after a period of being on maternity leave or raising a family. Some of you may also feel that there's a lot of like younger people coming into the market, and you may feel that you're either being outnumbered. For example, if you're a certain age, what actually I see here is you established at what you do. You're someone who is highly gifted, and you've got experience. And I actually see someone who is in a position who enters a job market of where you are right now. So it could be that if you work in a company and they're hiring someone new and they're a little bit younger than you, they're coming to you for advice. They actually look up to you. They really respect you. So I feel, there's this energy of your company respecting you. And I know, and I hate it myself, There's a lot of ageism in the workplace, and I feel that wherever you're working right now, I get a sense here that they're turning that around. They're changing that, or they're changing the view of that. And if it's not happening right now, it's going to happen in the next couple of months, because I feel someone is addressing that. And so I don't know why that just popped out, but it's just popped out there. I feel like there's nothing to worry about, okay, for you. But some of you, I'm getting this energy, and this is the majority energy I've got for my beautiful Geminis. You may feel like you've been in a role for a long time and you just require something new, exciting. So I definitely see some of you like revamping your resume and putting it out there for new roles. Now we do have that Three of Swords. That indicates difficulty, hardship in some way. I'm actually seeing a miscommunication. Okay, so I feel like you've got nothing to worry about, but I feel diplomacy is called for in a conversation, because I'm seeing like a miscommunication between two people in the working environment. And I feel this, it will be worked out, but there may need to be an intermediary person, like someone who's going to like bring you both into a meeting or an appraisal to work stuff out. So if you are having problems with someone in the working environment, I feel taking them to HR is important, but documenting is also important. And I feel it will be resolved, okay? Because I feel like a solution will be found in this situation. And again, there's nothing to worry about there. Three of Swords also indicates you may have a lot of things to read through, because I feel this very cerebral energy. It may feel like things are difficult right now, but I see you turning a corner there. Your final card is the King of Pentacles, which indicates an increase of wealth. All your hard work is paying off. I would say some of you are going to be sort of shortlisted for like a bonus is what I see, but more than anything, I see like an increase in status or a title change. So I feel like you may step into a different role. It's something that was really hard to accomplish, but you will accomplish it, okay? And I see you attracting more wealth in this position as well. But this is a card of, you know, trying to find the balance between creativity, enjoying what you do, but also putting in a lot of hard work in terms of like paperwork, documents, you know, all the admin kind of stuff that really brings us down sometimes. I mean, you may enjoy admin stuff, but I feel like you'll be super organized, getting spreadsheets and, you know, budgets in play as well. And I feel, you know, in terms of the job market, I feel that you're going to be in a really good position despite there being some difficulties overall for the collective. Also on a personal level, I see that you're being very creative with your budget. You're going to be able to save a little bit more money. If you have been worried about money, I feel, yes, it's hard. Absolutely. There's lots of, you know, prices increasing. I feel like inflation and everything, that will level itself out. It will go down a little bit. Don't get me wrong, it's still going to be difficult, but I actually see that you're going to be very serious about creating a budget, sticking to it. And I feel like you're going to find discounts of things that you like to purchase day by day. And I feel like you're going to find it at a lesser price, because I feel this investigative energy. And before I actually leave your reading, I'm actually seeing some of you wanting to almost like put yourself on a class of learning, but it also feels like a hobby. It's interesting. It feels very creative, and it's something that could actually put you in a position to launch your own business. So if, for example, you know, you work in an office 9 to 5 and you've got a calling to learn how to paint, I don't know, I'm just putting it out there. I feel suddenly you decide, actually, I enjoy doing this, so why don't I like launch an entrepreneurship or a side hustle, a creative one, and it turns into a business and it ends up being, you know, very lucrative for you and bringing in extra money is what I see there. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Okay, so finally we have celebration. So there is some good news coming in. As I said, you may have received this already. If not, you're going to receive it in the next 6 weeks regarding your career. It says here, this is a great time in your life. Things are progressing with grace and ease as never before. Triumph, parties, and fun times. I mean, the 5th house could influence that. Some of you, there may be like an office party or some sort of industry event that you may attend. I feel like there is going to be a very important contact or information. There's a very important conversation coming in for you that will help you. It may seem a little bit eggy or difficult at first, but it actually is there to help you. And I don't really know what that means. That's just the energy I'm being given, but I have to give it to you like that. We've also got unlikely source. So this can indicate some of you can't even see how things will increase at this time. I mean, for some of you, it could be like a surprise rebate. It could be that, you know, there is a small win of some kind, a bonus or some sort of increase in your pay. You may not be able to see it right now, so you're like, this doesn't apply to me. But then suddenly, you know, the universe orchestrates something behind the scenes. It says wonderful things can happen in everything around you, even from some of the most unexpected sources, unexpected and unconsidered. Okay, so that really connects to your Page of Wands there, doing something really bold, daring, and different. And it sets you up to bring in more money. And look, your last card there is the Path to Plenty. So, you know, even another deck is indicating that there is an increase in wealth here, independent finances there as well. You will have no problems getting what you need in life. You will be given more than enough, abundance, luxury, and comfort. Okay, but I feel it requires you coming out of a comfort zone in some way in your career sector. Just going to go and get one final card from this deck here. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide anything more my beautiful Gemini need to know? Quick return. Now, rabbits, they tend to represent multiplying wealth. You'll always find one of those on a Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so it says here, efforts are rewarded. Temp work, fast-paced, physical, loan, interest, and commission. You know, so if you are like someone who works for commission, there's definitely an increase in the next 6 weeks. But also some of you could be taking some sort of temp position or freelance work on the side, or, you know, it could be, I'm being shown something right now, one moment please, proofreading. It could be something as simple as proofreading after what you normally do every day, or it could be something more, bar work, or something that you really enjoy in order to increase your finances. So I just feel like you're having a creative spin on how to increase what you're already getting right now. Okay, we only have one trinket actually, and it is a bunch of grapes. And that always represents things coming to fruition, a time of plenty. You know, seeds that are planted are going to grow into something that is very rewarding there. And, you know, grapes, they always kind of are connected to the Nine of Pentacles. So that can indicate that some of you are thinking about independent working, or you're already an independent worker and there's an increase there in your finances. So looking at the trajectory, I feel like it's going to be difficult. You're making some bold changes or restructures in the way that you work, but ultimately I feel you're on a path to increasing your position and increasing your finances and being someone who's really respected in your industry, someone who is established, who has a lot of experience, both learned experience as well as natural talent. And I feel like you're really standing out at this time. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Gemini. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel, completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message, lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Gemini, and love and light.